carry out for 74 years.
Resistance is justified
When people are occupied.
when people are occupied.
When people are occupied.
Louder! Resistance is justified when people are occupied.
When people are occupied.
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina.
Viva, viva Intifada!
Viva, viva Intifada.
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina.
Viva, viva Intifada!
Viva, viva Intifada.
Louder! Let them hear you here. Let them hear you in Ottawa. Let them hear you in Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine.
From the river to the sea,
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea,
To the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
People united, be defeated. People united will never be defeated. People united will never be defeated.
Keep it going. Let me see your fists in the air. The people united will never be defeated. Let me hear it.
United will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated.
Up next, we have Mallah, a student at University of Toronto, Mississauga, and the executive director of the Association of Palestinian Students at UTM. Let's give her a round of applause.
There is no way for me to put into words how I feel, let alone to imagine how my fellow Palestinian brothers and sisters, friends and family in Palestine feel right now. I'm standing here, lost for words, trying to come up with a statement that articulately sums up how I feel. Because there's nothing I can even really say that would make a difference. Nothing I will say will change how an Israeli sympathizer feels. Because if you can sympathize with literal murder of children, what are my words going to do for you? All I can do is speak from my heart, share my experiences, talk through how I feel, and hope my words, my desperation, and my conviction reaches the right people. Being born a Palestinian should not come with a death sentence. Tracking the news, watching families being ripped apart, homes destroyed, cities demolished, why is being born a Palestinian equal to a death sentence? I read headlines that say Israel launches preemptive strikes to defend itself, and I am shell-shocked. How can one defend themselves preemptively? How can I bomb a family unprovoked and say it was necessary to defend myself? Since when was defense about offense? And the worst part is, as a student, I look around, I see my peers gobbling that narrative up, ingesting it like it's logical, and then regurgitating it like it's a fact. And now I'm confused. Am I the only one that's questioning the logic of shoot first, apologize for hitting the wrong person later? Am I the only one that's wondering whatever happened to innocent before proven guilty? Or are those concepts only applicable to civilized people? As I watch the news, I see them announce 46 dead, including 16 children. That's 16 children and 350 people injured for the crime of being Palestinian. Because Hasbara and propaganda and good old racial bias have decided that Palestinian is equal to being a threat and therefore being automatically guilty. Guilty for the crime of being Palestinian. What defense even is there for that? How do you defend yourself against a mindset that has decided you're guilty from the moment you're born? Being born a Palestinian should not come with a death sentence.
Interesting.
I see my university, UFT, fire people who voice the same facts that I do, that Palestinians deserve human rights. I see all these things and I wonder, how can I have ever thought that being Canadian would protect me, would protect any Palestinian? Shame on UFT. Shame on Canada. Shame on anybody that stands with Israel. How could you? Seriously, how could you? How can you stand back and watch as innocent Palestinian families in Silwan, in Beta, in Al-Quds, Gaza, Nablus, across Palestine, having your whole life torn apart by Israeli defense force? Where is the justice and kindness that Canada prides itself on? Where was it when Israel was dropping hundreds of bombs on the tiny Gaza Strip, murdering women and children, destroying homes and lives and futures? How is this Canadian justice when rather than listen to the to the UN Human Rights Council's calls for an arms embargo on Israel, you continue to sell weapons knowing they'll be used for genocide. Where is the Canadian justice in watching 1948 repeat itself before our eyes and doing nothing? We demand the Canadian government stop selling weapons, stop trading, stop all relations with Israel. We demand real justice. We demand real kindness. We demand for our people to be free. Now, when people ask me where I'm from, I no longer say Canadian because I can't identify with a country that either watches and funds and encourages the forced demolition, false detention, ethnic cleansing, and genocide of my people. I can't claim one colonial entity while fighting for the liberation of Palestine from another. So next time, when I'm asked where I'm from, I'll have that map ready. I'll have that history lesson prepared because I know that Canada does not have my back.
From Turtle Island to Palestine! From Turtle Island to Palestine! From Turtle Island to Palestine! Let them know occupation is a crime! From Turtle Island to Palestine! Occupation is a crime!
Occupation is a crime!
Occupation is a crime!
Occupation is a crime!
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Long live the Intifada!
Long live the Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Alright, I'm getting it to hear you guys. Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Long live the Intifada!
Long live the Intifada!
1, 2, 3, 4!
1, 2, 3, 4!
Louder! 1, 2, 3, 4!
1, 2, 3, 4!
Occupation no more!
Occupation no more!
Occupation no more!
Occupation no more!
5, 6, 7, 8!
5, 6, 7, 8!
And the Southern Zionist state!
And the Southern Zionist state!
5, 6, 7, 8!
5, 6, 7, 8!
And the Southern Zionist state!
And the Southern Zionist state!
One of the reasons we're here today, we're all gathered today to support and stand in solidarity with the people in Palestine, and especially in Gaza, who have been resisting Zionist terror and aggression for years. Genocidal bombing campaigns that are conducted with the complicity and the support of the Canadian government, as Loreen was saying. We are here to demand the end of the crucial 15-year land, sea, air, and air blockade that have been starving and suffocating the people of Gaza and Palestine for years. We're here to honor the lives of our martyrs and their resistance in defending their people and their right to live in dignity and honor on their homeland, Palestine. And we're here to call out the Canadian media that whitewashes the crimes of the Zionist regime, that undermines the Palestinian right to resist colonial occupation and censors the Palestinian voice and the Palestinian press. Shame! Just to put things in more perspective, Gaza is one of the most populated places in the world. It has 2.2 million people trapped in the land, a small strip of land, and the area of Gaza is only like 140 square miles. Last week, the Zionist regime has murdered 46 Palestinians, including 16 children, in just 72 hours. The youngest was a 4-year-old, the oldest was a 62-year-old woman who were going to her son's wedding. A child aged 15 in Gaza will have lived by now for 5 wars, 2008, 12, 14, 21, and this year. That's just unacceptable. And we need to go out for justice and peace. We need to go out for free Palestine. What do we want? What do we want? Justice. What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
And lastly, even though there was a ceasefire last week, the war hasn't stopped. The occupation hasn't stopped. It's been going on for more than 74 years. Even though the media has made it out to be a peaceful victory, as long as the occupation is there, there's no peace for victory in Palestine. A ceasefire doesn't mean the end of violence for the people of Gaza or Palestine. The occupation after the ceasefire in Gaza, the Zionist regime went and killed 4 people in Nablus and 1 in Khalil. Shame! And not when the people of Gaza have lived and continue to live under murderous siege. There needs to be an immediate end to this blockade, a inhuman blockade. And we want a free Palestine. What do we want?
Justice!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Intifada!
Viva, viva Intifada!
Louder! Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Intifada!
Viva, viva Intifada!
From the river to the sea,
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea,
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
This next shot is in Arabic. دم الشهداء بينادي
دم الشهداء بينادي
حرة يا أرض بلادي.
حرة يا أرض بلادي
دم الشهداء بينادي
دم الشهداء بينادي
حرة يا أرض بلادي.
حرة يا أرض بلادي
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Israel, your hands are red.
Israel, your hands are red.
More than 16 children dead.
More than 16 children dead.
Israel, your hands are red.
Israel, your hands are red.
More than 16 children dead.
More than 16 children dead.
Canada, your hands are red.
Canada, your hands are red.
More than 16 children dead.
More than 16 children dead.
Israel, your hands are red.
Israel, your hands are red.
More than 16 children dead.
More than 16 children dead.
Our martyrs have died for their land.
Martyrs have died for their land.
Canada, their blood is on your hands.
Canada, the blood is on your hands.
Our martyrs have died for their land.
Our martyrs have died for their land.
Canada, their blood is on your hands.
Canada, their blood is on your hands.
Country leaders, shame on you.
Country leaders, shame on you.
The martyrs' blood's on your hands too.
The martyrs' blood's on your hands too.
Country leaders, shame on you.
Country leaders, shame on you.
The martyrs' blood's on your hands too.
The martyrs' blood's on your hands too.
Ibrahim al-Nabulsi,
Ibrahim al-Nabulsi,
we will carry your legacy.
we will carry your legacy.
Ibrahim al-Nabulsi,
Ibrahim al-Nabulsi,
we will carry your legacy.
we will carry your legacy.
Iron Dome, but you're still cowards.
Iron Dome, but you're so coward.
Killing kids when you're overpowered.
Killing kids when you're overpowered.
Iron Dome, but you're still cowards.
Iron Dome, but you're still coward.
Killing kids when you're overpowered.
Killing kids when you're overpowered.
Iron Dome, but you're still cowards.
Iron Dome, but you're still coward.
Killing kids when you're overpowered.
Killing kids when you're overpowered.
Iron Dome, but you're still cowards.
Iron Dome, but you're still coward.
Killing kids when you're overpowered.
Killing kids when you're overpowered.
Israel, your hands are red.
Israel, your hands are red.
More than 16 children dead.
More than 16 children dead.
Israel, your hands are red.
Israel, your hands are red.
More than 16 children dead.
More than 16 children dead.
فلسطين شوفي شوفي شهد الوطن بالألوف. Come on guys, louder, what is this? فلسطين شوفي شوفي شهد الوطن بالألوف. يا شباب التموا التموا الشهيد ضحى بدمه. يا شباب التموا التموا
يا شباب التموا التموا.
الشهيد ضحى بدمه.
الشهيد ضحى بدمه.
يا غزتنا صمود صمود.
يا غزتنا صمود صمود.
يا غزتنا صمود صمود.
يا غزتنا صمود صمود.
من أرضك طلعوا الأسود.
من أرض اليهود.
من أرضك طلعوا الأسود.
من أرضك طلعوا الأسود.
يا غزتنا
martyr's blood's on your hands too.
The martyr's blood's on your hands too.
Ibrahim al-Nabulsi.
Ibrahim al-Nabulsi.
We will carry your legacy.
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 I want this one as loud as you can. Iron Dome, but you're still cowards.
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 Killing kids when you're overpowered.
Killing kids when you're overpowered.
Killing kids when you're overpowered.
Killing kids when
No, I'm just a tourist looking at what's going
Iron Dome,
on.
but you're still cowards.
Iron Dome, but you're
Way up north, Cochrane.
Iron Dome, but you're still cowards.
Iron Dome, but you're still
It's about
Killing kids when you're
12-hour drive
overpowered.
overpowered.
Killing kids when you're overpowered.
Well, I came to see the baseball game, but I couldn't get tickets. So.
Palestine!
Not good ones anyway.
Free Palestine!
So I walking back up and I see this going on.
I just want to add, the bombings over Gaza are so gruesome and so disgusting. I know we're honoring our martyrs today and we've counted them at 46, but the bombings are so gruesome that the numbers are escalating and they're expected to
No, I'm just a
continue to
tourist.
escalate. Shame! 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 We're currently at 49 martyrs and that number is expected to go up. We don't ever want to see these numbers escalate again. Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Yeah.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Ali Mallah, I call on Ali Mallah. Ali Mallah is a community organizer with a lifetime commitment working towards the liberation of Palestine.
My friend, sisters, brothers, and comrades, peace be yours. I want to start by saluting every one of you here. And don't be dismayed by not many attendants.
I got a problem with my hip, but I need to sit on
Because
something.
Nabulsi, Jabari,
This is public
Mansour,
property, though.
and all the martyrs did not wait for the masses to resist.
Folks who've been, who have passed.
I know, and I
Your
feel for
presence
their
here
families and everything.
Confirm and affirm your commitment
This doesn't get
to
reported up there
justice,
very
to
often.
freedom, to humanity, and to civil rights.
I'm going to be showing it to the press up there.
At Cochrane?
You
Cochrane.
know, here south on the border,
Ontario.
Yeah.
there is a state called Hampshire, and its motto is
very rare to see anything
live
like this.
free or die. And it's imprinted in their license plate. Well, what's wrong with that? That's what the Palestinians' heroes are doing. So why is the hypocrisy and the double standard here? As Malcolm X said, if you are not willing to die for your freedom, take the word out of your vocabulary. So, my comrades, we are not mourning the martyrs of Gaza and the wounded of Gaza. We are saluting them and their families. For the people who didn't have a chance to watch the interview with Ibrahim al-Nabulsi mother, please try to Google it and see how the Palestinian spirit, symbolized by the parents of the martyrs and the wounded, the children, the elderly, with one clear message: we will continue resisting for Palestine. Long live free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
So my brothers, sisters, and comrades, we just ended the commemoration of the martyrdom of Imam Hussein, who's a Muslim leader. He stood up to the tyrant of his days, and he only had 72 companions, while the enemy's army was more than 30,000. This happened 1400 years ago. Where is Imam Hussein's legacy now, and where is the name of that tyrant? So every tyrant throughout history was defeated, was thrown in the garbage of history. Only the free people Only the resistors will live forever, not only in the mind, but also in the hearts, in every single human being who cares about freedom, about justice, and again about human rights. You have Zionist Israeli organization in Canada. I don't want to call them Canadian because 99% of their work is a Zionist Israeli.
Any reason why he's trying to block me?
Attacking people who gather for Palestine in Ottawa or in Montreal and issuing all those kind of releases about people are
Okay.
celebrating
I do.
terrorism
I just want to know what this is all.
and terrorism. Occupying